Hello and welcome to my channel, Jada Creative Wonder. My name is Jada. Alright, so for this video, I think I would like to talk about why I moved to Taiwan. So my channel is primarily an art channel, but I would also like to have videos about living abroad and travel. So obviously right now, there's not a lot of traveling going on in the world with COVID. But I think it would still be interesting to talk about my experience living in Taiwan. So for this one, I'm just going to talk about why I moved to Taiwan. And in later videos, I'll talk about what it's actually like living in Taiwan. Alright. So basically, it all started with me in my late teens and early 20s trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Well, since I was 5 years old, or maybe even younger, I've wanted to be an artist. But of course, being an artist isn't something you can just get a 4 degree in and instantly you're an artist. It doesn't work that way. It takes years and years of honing your skills and trying to find customers. So I have sold art before, but not nearly enough to make it a living. I've basically just broke even, which will not pay the bills, obviously. So in college, I tried out different subjects. Like, you know, a lot of adults will, when you're young, will tell you, just try different classes. You'll figure out what you want to do. So I did that, and that didn't help. So I tried a business class. I tried drafting because everyone said I should do that since I like drawing. Well, drafting is very, very, very boring, and if you don't have a mathematical mind, it's very, very difficult. So that didn't work out, and I failed the drafting classes I tried. Finally, I settled on English because I found myself signing up for English classes without even thinking about if it would be a major or not. I just always liked English. It's very interesting. I like talking about books and literature and poems. I like it, and I love writing. But I didn't know what I would do with English. I eventually decided I would just become a teacher. So I then worked as a substitute teacher, and finally I went to university and finished my degree. But because I was working to be a teacher, the last semester you do student teaching, right? And it was then in student teaching that I realized that teaching wasn't for me. And let me explain why. So teaching in the United States it's a lot of work. So you're at the school for 40 hours a week at minimum. Then you have tutoring at least once a week, meetings which could be scheduled or it could be randomly thrown upon you. They just announce a meeting randomly that you have to go to. After school activities, some teachers run clubs that they have to do, and the endless grading and planning, which for a first-year teacher takes a lot longer than the hour break for planning that you get. And I didn't love it enough to commit that much work. So in the past, I had looked into teaching abroad, and I thought one day I would do it, but I had an idea that I would just teach in the United States for a year or two before teaching abroad because I didn't think I would be ready to leave. But when I realized that my life would be, I would basically have no life if I became a teacher. That's what I decided. If I had become a teacher, I would be so drained. I would never paint. I would never have the energy to do anything fun. So I quit student teaching. My family was furious that I did that, but I don't regret it. So for a couple months after that, I just put a lot of time and money into trying to improve my Etsy shop to try and get more sales, enough sales to where I could think, okay, I can do this for a living. That didn't work out for a couple reasons, but I think it didn't help that Etsy changed its algorithm, and anytime a platform changes its algorithm, if sales or views or whatever goes down for everyone. So that made things harder. So I wasn't making any money. In fact, I was losing money because I was trying to spend money on ads and other things to help me grow, and I wasn't seeing results. And I was spending so much time trying to improve my product photography and nothing. So finally I decided, okay, I can't wait any longer. I'm 26 years old. I need a career. So I looked into teaching abroad again. And I decided on Taiwan because it's safe. It's a little more free than China. China has a lot of laws, internet laws that, like, Facebook's banned and a lot of videos are blocked. And you'd have to get a VPN and stuff to use Netflix. So, I don't know, China was way more intimidating, so I decided to go with Taiwan. They have great public transportation, and it's just, and I thought it was just an easier choice. And about a year or two before I moved to Taiwan, I had saw a lecture talking about teaching abroad, and this professor, he had taught in Cambodia, China, Vietnam, all over Southeast Asia. But it was clear that his favorite place was Taiwan. So that's where I decided to go. And while it's not what I want to do forever, I think it's a great decision, and I'm so happy that I did this instead of teaching in America. I do wish that I was teaching literature, but I can't complain. The curriculum is a lot easier, there's less work, less grading, and I have more free time. And yeah, I still get tired and drained after work, but not nearly as much as if I were teaching in the United States at a public school in a state with very poor education budgets. So yeah. And on top of that, COVID happened, and now I'm really glad that I moved to Taiwan because we didn't shut down. Schools are still running, and in the U.S., it's very unclear what's going to happen, especially with schools. Teachers aren't getting the support they need, and I'm so glad I'm not dealing with that. Alright, so that is all for now. I'll post another video soon talking about the reasons why you should consider teaching abroad and maybe choosing to teach in Taiwan. Alright, bye.